Alrighty guys, and welcome back to another LEGO set review from BrickByBrick, and today we have set number 9485, the Ultimate Race Set is what it's called. And this set was released in 2012 as part of the Cars 2 theme, so it's not one of the Cars 3 Junior sets. But it retailed for $29.99, but it was a Toys R Us exclusive, so nowadays it's really kind of difficult to find on the aftermarket. So I did buy it used, but in good condition. It was owned by an adult collector, so most of the parts are, in pretty good shape. There is one part which is broken, which is this stickered flag, unfortunately, so I couldn't just replace it without, peeling the stickers off and everything. So I figured, it works well enough, so just, you don't need to point that out to me in the comment section, because I do know. But we'll start out with the cars individually. And definitely the least impressive of the cars in the set is Raoul ÇaRoule's Pity. And he does come with a stickered tile, which can actually be used elsewhere in the build as well. It's just here at the moment because, something's got to be here, and Raoul's makes the most sense. He does come with a stickered flag as well, but his face is printed. I believe it may have been used for a different Pity, but I don't think... I think the same print was, but not on a blue brick, so I think that this is exclusive, but I may be wrong. It may be in another set that I'm just not remembering. He does have these kind of more common wheels, like regular city wheels. And he has this little attachment point on the back, which you can attach accessories to, but they don't really use it in, in the Cars sets most of the time, but most of the Pities have one of those on the back, so I'm not sure exactly why. Could be for a trailer, but I don't think any of the sets come with trailers either. He does have a little hat kind of on the top, and they use the frying pans for headphones like they do with most of the forklift builds, but he's a rather simple one and a rather, plain character. And to go with him, we have Raoul ÇaRoule himself. That's how you spell it. I don't know if that's how you actually pronounce it. Maybe it's Raoul ÇaRoule. But I don't think they say it in the movie at all, or at least I don't remember. Maybe they do, very briefly. Actually, no, I remember they do say it, I just don't remember how. But, we'll just pretend that I'm getting it right. And the basic design of this guy is actually slightly different than the traditional one, because these panels here on the side, I think, are closer to the ground by just a little bit. Because the wheels are different, it allows for enough ground clearance, so they don't have to, like on Lightning McQueen, they use jumpers to offset the tiles up a half a stud, but on him they do not, so it is actually, underneath the body, which makes him a little bit thinner than most of the other cars, which I think is nice. And it's very subtle as well, so that's cool. This front piece is in dark azure. And you can see those yellow studs in there also act as the shock absorbers that they kind of show through the wheels, which I think is good. But there's a nice print on there, GRC, not sure what that stands for, not sure what it means, but the plate does stick out a little, which is kind of unfortunate, but I think it's cool. It uses one of this less common vehicle front end piece. The prints for the, eyes is good. And the rest of the print on that piece is phenomenal. It looks really nice. I like the kind of speckled pattern on there that just makes it look a little bit more realistic. The side looks good. These panels kind of line up and say GRC. And there's another panel on the other side which is actually different because, the GR is there. The back has a little bit more of the red peeking in, and it looks good. And it says World Grand Prix on his spoiler. And he also has another printed piece for the back bumper which says World Grand Prix, and it kind of blends the dark azure back in a little bit on the back, and I like the rear lights as well. So overall I think that this is a really nice design, and he is exclusive to this set, making it, a nice set to get. And I figured, I'm kind of trying to get most of the cars theme in general, and I figured I'd start with the race cars just because they look better, so I've been collecting most of the racing based sets, and this was one that was definitely on my list because this guy is a pretty cool character. Let's take a look at the other ones. Max Schnell here is another very different build, because he actually is one stud longer than the typical race car. Like if you compare him to Lightning McQueen, the whole eye section is back a stud. But you can see on the side, the prints are good, and they kind of blend together a little bit. Obviously, there's the gap created by the top of the tile, but, you know, there's not much you can do about that. On the front, it says WTCL, which is whatever his sponsor is, and it has the German colors, because he's the German race car. I think I forgot to mention it, but Raoul is the French racer. And his eyes, you know, have a good expression there. You know, just kind of confident. And the other side is printed differently as well. And they also kind of blend in a little red on the side, which, you know, just gives them a little bit more color and detail, which I think is good. And, yeah, just good looking prints there. He doesn't have an extra print on the back bumper, but there's a decent build there, and it actually looks relatively interesting. And he has the World Grand Prix logo on his spoiler. This is not exclusive to the set, this piece, but all the rest of the prints on him are, because Jeff Gorbat also has that same spoiler. But he's another cool exclusive race car, and, you know, when you have him next to Raoul and Lightning with all the race cars, which I'll be showing at some point in the future, probably when I collect all the race-themed sets and put together a racetrack. But, you know, looks good, and another very desirable part of the set. And of the 4 characters, Lightning McQueen is the only one who appears in multiple sets, but this is actually an exclusive version of him as well. The mouth, typically, most of them have kind of a aggressive expression, kind of looking a little bit confused too, but if you use it with the different eyes, it kind of makes them look confused. But this one has a confident smile, so that's good. The top section of it obviously looks the same as the other versions. And I believe his eyes are the same, but I'm probably wrong. I think actually these might be exclusive, the eye print. And the side print, these tiles are the same as in the other sets. And so is the World Grand Prix logo, but this print on the back is exclusive, Ciao Francesco, which is really awesome, and I can't wait to get the small individual Francesco set, just because that'll look good with, you know, having them both together. And I noticed that this stud is a little bit damaged, and that's what you get with used sets, but, you know, I'll just turn it up that way you can't see it as well. Yeah, perfect. And these wheels, I believe, are also exclusive with the printed black on the red inside. I think that is cool. And all in all, this is actually a much better version of Lightning McQueen, I think, than the other one. Just because the confident smile is a whole lot better than the other weird, curvy line mouth thing. And overall, I think that this is a really... and also the fun little nod to the Ciao Francesco thing from the movie. So I think that this is a really cool version of Lightning McQueen, and definitely also very desirable. And the main build is actually kind of plain. It's just 2 of the same launcher system that can be detached, so you can have 2 of them going at each other, you know, facing opposite directions if you want, or whatever, you know, floats your boat, but they can connect on 2 pins. And the only difference is this stickered piece here that says Lightning McQueen, and the other one says Max Schnell. And you can just remove that and replace it with Raoul ÇaRoule if you'd like, which I'll probably do when I, you know, set up a whole racetrack display, because Raoul doesn't have a pit area. Lightning McQueen does. He actually has 2, but we can ignore that. And I'm just gonna stick that back on because the sticker was not very well placed, and that is the problem with stickers. And that's still not perfect, but, you know, good enough. There's a second sticker here with an arrow, and the same sticker is over here. And the way that these work is you take the car character and you put it in front of this bumper piece, and you would just smash them both down and they would race. And that is basically how the function works, and that's the whole set. There's nothing really special about the builds in terms of appearance. They really are just that function. I guess these racing stripes kinda can be useful to make like the side of a track or whatever, but, you know, it's nothing super impressive in terms of the build. So the real reason you would buy this set would be for the exclusive characters and the car builds, which I think with the Cars theme is not a bad thing. I think that It's good to get, desirable side builds, but I guess if they want to make that all a play feature, on the plus side, you've still got these cars, which are still fun to build and, kind of cool, and they look good. So this is kind of forgettable, but it actually takes up probably a little under half of the, total part count. Because each of the cars is about 30 to 50 pieces, so I guess that's probably, and the set's only 236 parts, I believe. So, that's probably more than half. So I'd say that it's a good value and a good set, but at the aftermarket prices that people are asking, which, sealed it's like $170. I got this for $33 because it was used. So I don't feel like I spent too much on it. I feel like I spent a good price, but you really got to look for a deal, and you got to be patient if you want to get this set for, a decent price. So I can't recommend that everyone go out and buy it right now, because there really are not enough good deals on the internet for everyone. But I can say that if you get the chance, you should pick this up. So, hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see you guys all later. Bye, everyone.